3 months ago, hundreds of airmen began a punishing journey.
I love doing this kind of stuff because it's something that tests you.
There's definitely going to be some good competition once it comes down to it.
12 airmen dominated the regional and super regional events.
I'm super stoked to be here to represent, and I'm hoping to bring one home for the fam.
Today, these airmen compete to be called the Air Force Alpha Warrior.
If I can at least prove my worth in something like this, it makes me feel good.
I think I have a good shot of taking it.
There's definitely some that I'm hoping to not fall off.
Seeing the second and third level of competition, it's really challenging to get out here.
I'm sure going to go out there and try my hardest.
But I'm here to push my limits and test my mettle.
Just look at this as a big playground for big kids.
I'm just honored that I can represent my squadron and security forces.
I think I got a pretty good chance. Welcome to Retama Park in San Antonio, Texas for the Air Force Alpha Warrior Final Battle, brought to you by the Air Force Services Center. Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Klein with Alpha Warrior, and alongside me is my partner Victoria Ribeiro with the Air Force Installation and Mission Support Center.
I'm so happy to be here today to experience this intense competition and see who will take home the trophy and bragging rights as the Air Force Alpha Warrior. Everything these 12 competitors have been through over the past 3 months has been building up to this.
That's right, there's more than 20 obstacles out here for the competitors, and the rules are simple. The top male and female finish times win the competition. The top 3 female and male finish times will continue on and compete against the Army and the Navy this Saturday. With more information on what our competitors are about to face, here's Master Sergeant Mareshah DICKENS.
Thanks, Kevin and Victoria. Alpha Warrior specializes in creating obstacle courses and has partnered with the Air Force to build on the agility, functionality, and resilience of our airmen. This is the Air Force Championship Battle, and to win, competitors must cross the finish line behind me in the fastest time. But it all begins in front of me with the first obstacle, the monster barrels. With a running start, competitors must jump over 3 5-foot-high identical barrels using as much body contact as needed. Further down the course, the competitors run into the sea of ropes, where they must swing through 28 feet of long hanging ropes while using the small blue disc for stabilization. Later, it's the chopper crawl, where competitors must crouch down and crawl over 25 feet of wired rope ladder while maneuvering their bodies with less than 2 feet of space. Then there's the camelback. With their full body weight suspended, airmen must navigate across nearly 28 feet of bowed bars without falling before landing on an elevated platform at the end. The spider wall is always one of the toughest obstacles. Competitors must jump from a trampoline and stick between 2 clear walls, then scale as a ninja across 28 feet of an elevated platform. And finally, when competitors feel like they have nothing left to give, there's Alcatraz. Airmen start by scaling an inverted ramp, then cross 28 feet of horizontal monkey bars, crawl 56 feet over netted walls, and tackle 28 feet of military-grade rope. Competitors then move inward to the middle lanes of the upper level, where they must swing another 28 feet of broken monkey bars, and finally descend down 24 feet of cargo net before landing on the final platform and across the finish line. At the end of the course, 1 male and 1 female will be crowned the Air Force's Alpha Warrior. Back to you, teammates.
Thanks, Sergeant DICKENS. Let's kick off this year's Air Force Alpha Warrior Final Battle. The top 3 males with the fastest times at Super Regionals are Second Lieutenant Jesse Montgomery, a C-130 structural engineer for the Air Force Life Cycle Management Center at Robins Air Force Base, Georgia. Staff Sergeant Seth Galloway, a water and fuel systems maintainer for the 1st Special Operations Civil Engineer Squadron at Hurlburt Field, Florida. And Captain Noah Polisha, a C-130J instructor pilot with the 374th Operations Group, Yokota Air Base, Japan.
Following behind them with the second fastest times are Master Sergeant Justin Lemon, who is a munitions stockpile section chief for the 51st Munitions Squadron at Osan Air Base in Korea. Next is Second Lieutenant Rhett Spongberg, a T6 instructor pilot for the 434th Flying Training Squadron at Laughlin Air Force Base, Texas. And Master Sergeant Lane Mayerstein, who is an explosive ordnance disposal flight chief for the 51st Fighter Wing, also at Osan Air Base.
The top 3 females with the fastest times at Super Regionals are Second Lieutenant Michelle Strickland, a student pilot at Columbus Air Force Base, Mississippi. There's Airman First Class Elizabeth Jackson, a vulnerability assessment technician for the 561st Network Operations Squadron at Peterson Air Base in Colorado. And Captain Adelise Ramirez Amador, a Security Forces Operations Officer for the 31st Security Forces Squadron at Aviano Air Base, Italy.
And with the second fastest times, there's Second Lieutenant Mary Caitlin Dominguez, a clinical nurse for the 633rd Inpatient Squadron at Langley Air Force Base, Virginia. Second Lieutenant Ariel Miller, a bioenvironmental engineer for the 412th Operations Medical Readiness Squadron at Edwards Air Force Base, California. And Staff Sergeant Tiffany Swatsky, a cargo deployment function supervisor for the 86th Logistics Readiness Squadron at Ramstein Air Base, Germany. These 12 airmen are the competitors for this year's Alpha Warrior Finals competition. Here we go.
All right. It looks like it's time. We've got Noah, we've got Jesse, and we've got Michelle on the start line, and they are off. They're making their way on the very first monster barrel, all 3 of them up and over. Wow, we are fast. Yeah, we are moving quick right out of the gates, moving on to the burpee leapfrog. They've got 10 repetitions here. Now the fun thing about this course is after every obstacle there's a strength move. And with the strength moves, there comes a penalty if they failed the obstacle prior to the strength move. So for example, here at the burpee leapfrogs, if there was an athlete to fail the monster barrels, they were going to have to do an additional amount of reps on the burpee leapfrog. We've got a nice crowd behind them following along. I think about right here, after those monster barrels, those things really surprise a lot of people.
Oh, it looks like we have someone at the Sidewinder.
That's right, it looks like Noah is taking the lead on the Sidewinder. I really like the Sidewinder obstacle. It shows you what kind of technique these guys are using. Are they going to be coming out with a pace? Are they going to come out kind of going, you know, red line from the get-go? This Sidewinder obstacle will take all the energy out of you if you're not careful. Looks like Noah's moving on to the hand release rush. So it's 5 hand release push-ups, sprint to the next station, 5 hand release push-ups, sprint to the next station, finish with 5 more hand release push-ups before they move on to the sea of ropes. Noah is taken off on a hefty lead here.
And I'm pretty sure he's confident because he's done this before.
That's right, Noah is our top competitor from last year's competition, our 2018 Alpha Warrior Final Battle. He won the whole thing, so he's coming out here with something to prove. But I gotta say, Jesse's not giving up. Jesse's right behind him. And Michelle isn't afraid of nothing out here.
Looks like they have to have a little bit of balance with dealing with the sea of ropes.
That's right, this is a killer. They are doing the hex bar farmer's carry. So the guys, their weight is 205 pounds, the girls 155 pounds. They have to deadlift the bar up to their hips, take a walk with it to the other side, turn around and return back to the start line.
Jump and go, jump and go.
Noah with the quick transition on the hex bar. He is moving quickly with that weight. Jesse loading up his bar right behind him. You notice Noah, he has to unload the weight as well. Didn't look like it was much of a problem for Noah. He's already moved on to the gut buster. But again, Jesse is right behind him. The gut buster, a solid test of your core stability. Noah not seeming to have much of a problem with it here. Noah moving on to the sandbag shoulder over. Now, as part of the competition for the airmen to make it to here, to our final battle, they had to go through our regional competition. And one of the regional competitions was our Hercules workout. And part of that Hercules workout includes these 100-pound sandbags shoulder over. So Noah and Jesse and Michelle, they're all very comfortable with this. It's 100 pounds for the men and 75 pounds for the women. Noah finishing up his sandbag shoulder overs here. And Jesse hot on his heels. Michelle, what an effort. That is awesome.
She is just now finishing the gut buster and making her way to the next exercise.
That's right. Noah's moving on through the pipe bombs. The pipe bombs, this is a heavy hitter. We're gonna see a lot of people struggle on the pipe bombs out here today. Noah moving on to his slam ball slams. All he has to do is pick that ball over his head and let it drop. Jesse on pipe bombs. Jesse's a former rock climber, and you can tell that grip is not an issue for Jesse. Right on Noah's heels. Putting the pressure on for our reigning champion. Noah finished with his reps, moving on to the skywalk. If you'll notice Noah, he's coming in with a nice game plan. He's keeping his composure, he's staying confident. He's not a stranger to this course.
Michelle flying through those pipe bombs.
Michelle, what an effort. That is awesome. Like we've said before, the pipe bombs, out of all the obstacles out here, that is one of our heaviest hitters on the obstacles. We see a lot of people struggle with the pipe bombs, especially on a hot, humid day like today. The hands are slippery, they're wet, they're sweaty. A lot of times we'll see people grab onto that first pipe and slip right off. If you're not ready for that, it can catch you off guard. Didn't look like it was much of a problem for Michelle, though.
It didn't.
Noah finishing up his 10 calories on the ski erg. And Jesse's right behind him. 5 calories to go. Judge Dorian letting us know where Noah's at on the course. Jesse really putting the pressure on Noah here. But Noah is no stranger to endurance events.
Like a machine.
Noah, he got through his ski erg calories with no issues.
He is just flying through that.
Jesse is working on the ski erg calories as we speak. It's a 10-calorie count is what we're looking for. They've got to build up to 10 calories on the ski erg before they can move on to pitfall. Jesse's starting to show a little pain face here. I wonder if he is redlining at the moment. That is not very good this early in the course. Noah through pitfall, moving on to front squats. Great technique on the front squats, showing the depth. And Jesse, though, right behind him on pitfall. Jesse's gonna take a big swing back here and try and make his way. Look at that grab to the top rung. No problem for Jesse. But this obstacle can catch you off guard. If you're not ready for that grip and that big force at the bottom of the swing, you're coming right off that rope, flat on your back on the mats below. Noah finishing up his front squats, about to move on to chopper crawl. Noah is an incredible endurance athlete, big time runner. As a matter of fact, he just set the world record on the Mount Fuji climb. That's no easy task. Now that just goes to show you what a challenge this obstacle course is. Noah not looking too burnt up at the moment, but you can tell he's working. He's putting some effort in right now. He's got a nice pace. Michelle's got a grab on the cargo net, making her way over the top. Perfect technique on pitfall by Michelle. We've got Jesse making his way through chopper crawl. He's trying to catch up to Noah. He's right on Noah's tail right here. We've got a race. Noah's, like we've said, Noah's been here before. But we have also a lot of new competitors that are new to the Alpha Warrior game that have come with some hungry bellies. They're ready to compete, and they're ready to win this thing.
They've been training for so long, I'm pretty sure it's at anyone's hands.
That's right. This is one of our best lot of athletes we've ever had on this course. We've got some of the strongest competitors that have ever come to this course out here today at the same time. This is really exciting. Noah making his way onto the Echo bike. He's got, again, 10 calories on the Echo bike. Now, if you've never done an Echo bike before, or an air bike of the sort, you learn really quick what one of these things will do to you. Jesse slowing down just a little bit here on the Squidward pull. And just moments ago, Jesse was putting the pressure on Noah, and the tables have now turned. Michelle just now finishing up chopper crawl, and right on Jesse's heels. Jesse's gonna have to pick it up if he doesn't want Michelle to pass him up here in the next couple of obstacles. Noah finishing up his 10 calories on the Echo bike and on to Slack City, right up and over. No hesitation, right into the obstacle. Jesse into radial rings here. He's got great technique. You know these obstacles where you're hanging are not a problem for Jesse. Really strong rock climber, as we've mentioned before. Here we go. We've got our next lot of competitors making their way through the monster barrels. On the course, we've got Seth Galloway, Tiffany Swatsky, and Ariel Miller. They are through the monster barrels with no issues.
I actually saw Ariel. She was training this morning. She was doing warm-up laps around Retama Park, so I know she's kind of pumped and ready to go.
She came. She packed a lunch. She made sure she was ready to rock and roll out here today. Michelle inside radial rings. She is trying a little slip here, but she's through. She's trying to put the pressure on Jesse. And Noah here finishing up Slack City, about to move on to the accelerator run. This next movement that Noah is stepping into is right at the spot of the course where you really start feeling your legs talking back to you. Back in heat number 2, Ariel looking incredibly smooth on Sidewinder. Noah finishing up his last few reps on the accelerator. You can tell that is no easy task. Just outside of Sidewinder, we've got Seth and Ariel just about neck and neck on the 5-yard rush and hand release push-ups. Ariel just a few months ago tore some tendons in her ankle, so she's been recovering, but it doesn't seem to be bothering her too much out here on the Alpha Warrior course today. Jesse now on to camelbacks. Again, strong climber, doesn't look like much of a problem for him. And not too far ahead, Noah, a little trouble with the rower here. He's got to get his feet in the straps before he can start pulling. And here he goes. You can see in Noah's face, he is putting in the effort. Back to Ariel and Seth here in heat number 2, picking up the hex bar at the exact same time. Both of them fierce competitors. Noah finishing up his rower.
Looks like Noah is here at the spider wall. I know with this one, you really have to be sure of your technique, because sometimes, you know, you might not, your hands are slippery, so they might not be able to stick onto the wall.
That's right, technique is everything in the spider wall. If you don't have your points of contact and kind of have a game plan of how you're going to approach this thing, especially on a hot, humid day like this, you'll slip right down. And the penalty for the spider wall is not one that you want to do. Looking over here at the gut buster, we've got Ariel and Seth making their way through. Looks like Seth's got a slight lead on Ariel. And Noah finishing up the spider wall. No penalties here. He's moving on to the tank push. Already off the bat, you can tell how challenging this tank push is. There's a resistance system on these wheels, and we've got it cranked all the way up for the male competitors, which is level 4, and we've got it on level 2 for the female competitors. Seth making light work of that 100-pound sandbag, but look right here, right behind him, we've got Ariel tossing the 75-pound sandbag like it's an empty lunch bag. Look at that, incredibly explosive power there from Ariel. Noah on his return trip here. Look at his legs. He is working, he's using a great technique here, that choppy step, making sure that you do not stop. That's the one thing you don't want to do here, one step at a time. They don't have to be big, long steps, but short, choppy steps is what we're looking for. And he's through. Moving on to the battering rams. Seth over here on pipe bombs. As we mentioned before, pipe bombs is one of the most challenging obstacles out here. We see a lot of competitors fail this obstacle, but it doesn't look like it's much of a challenge for Seth. Whoa, Noah. Noah just about took a spill on the battering rams. That would have been a huge, huge mistake. The penalty for battering rams would be 2 laps on the next strength move, which is a dead ball carry, and it's a long ways down. What a save by Noah. Ariel making light work again of the pipe bombs. Man, what a strong competitor. She sees Seth in her crosshairs, and she is not letting up at all. Seth just a few reps in front of her on the slam ball slams. All right, we've got our competitors, other 2 competitors from heat number 1, Jesse and Michelle, now on to the tank push. Seth is through the slam ball slams, and he's moving on to skywalk. He better get a move on if he doesn't want Ariel to pass him, because she is making a run for it right now. Noah, thankfully, made it all the way through battering rams with no penalty, so he's only got to go 1 lap here on this dead ball carry. He's got to take it all the way to one end of the turf, make a U-turn, and return. And Noah's making his way into Alcatraz, the very last obstacle of the day. Back in heat 2, Ariel's about to take on the pitfall. Seth is right in her crosshair. She just got to make this grab. Oh, whoa! Ariel with a close call on the cargo net, but she's putting that behind her and making the climb. Noah is in Alcatraz. He is on obstacle number 1 of 3 in Alcatraz. If he can make his way through Alcatraz with no penalties, he'll just have a short sprint to the finish line. Seth with his legs burning on the front squats. He's moving on, but look at there. Ariel right behind him. She is not giving up yet. Sept finishing up chopper crawl, but he knows that Ariel's hot on his heels. Noah making his way to the top level of Alcatraz. Right now, he is just wanting this race to be done. He's got 2 more obstacles to go. Ariel on to Squidward Pool. Here we go. Ariel making up some ground here. She is chopping her feet. Look at this. It looks like she's about to catch Sept. Sept moving a little slow on the Squidward Pool, and Ariel sees an opportunity to take advantage of. Michelle making her way through the battering rams. The battering rams right here, this is a really challenging spot in the course. It's a very balance and focus intensive obstacle. Oh, and Michelle's down. Michelle is down in battering rams. She's got to do the penalty on the dead ball carry. 2 laps on the dead ball carry. That is a big pill to swallow. Noah with the cargo net descent. Here he comes. Nice front roll and across the finish line. Noah Palisha has finished the course. Will it be the fastest time of the day? Let's wait and see. Sept on to radial rings. And looky there, right behind him, Ariel. Ariel's putting the pressure on. Sept fighting hard in the radial rings. He does not want the penalty here. The next strength move is the Echo Bike for 10 calories. And if anybody's ever been on an Echo Bike before, you know that 10 calories is just about enough. That's all you want. Sept knows as well. Look at that pain face. He is really hurting right here. Tiffany, heat 3. She is making her way through pitfall here. Making the cargo, oh, just like Ariel, just almost had a slip up there on the cargo net. Let's head down to Sergeant Dickens, who's standing by with one of the competitors.
Captain Felicia, welcome to the finish line.
Yes, ma'am.
How does it feel to be on the other side now?
It feels a lot less strenuous to be on this side of it. That was a really difficult course. I don't know if you noticed, I started slowing down when I hit the tank. That was very difficult, very difficult. Feels really good to finish though. To have a day off in between. Hopefully my competitors do well, but I hope I make it to the next day.
Ariel making her way through the radial rings. Sept still on the Echo Bike, and Ariel is now letting her presence be known. Sept finishing up, but he knows what's coming for him. And heat 3 is off. We've got Lane, Rhett, and Elizabeth. Man, these competitors are flying over the monster barrels. Here we go, we've got Jesse. Jesse making his way down the cargo net. Let's see his dismount off the Alcatraz here. Can he sprint through the finish line? And he does. What a run, Jesse. Whoa, Rhett with big moves from the get-go. Rhett is out here to make sure that you know who he is. And Lane right behind him. We've got some high flyers in heat number 3 here. Liz right there with them. Wow, I'm excited to see the rest of heat 3. Ariel making her way through Slack City. This is a spot you don't want to make a mistake. Very challenging here. She's using a great technique, making sure that she's dispersing her body weight across the slack lines. And Michelle in Alcatraz, her final obstacle here. She's making that climb. I know she's ready to be done. Sept, he's made his way over to Camelback, but he knows that Ariel is right behind him. He's got to dig deep right here into his reserves and use them all the way to the finish line. Great completion by Seth on the camelbacks. But look at this. Ariel right on his tail. She has made up ground. And in heat number 3, we've got Rhett on the sea of ropes. This is a smart move by Rhett, using his feet on the plates. You can be a high flyer through this and just go all arms. That's perfectly fine and it's fast, but Rhett knows this is a long course. He's got to be efficient. Look at this, heat number 2. Seth and Ariel are now neck and neck, tied up. Ariel has climbed her way back. She is right side by side with Rhett, and as a matter of fact, she's got a couple of pulls on him on the rower already. Michelle finishing up Alcatraz with the nice move down the cargo net. She's got to get out of that cargo net and cross the finish line. And she is done. Michelle with an impressive run. That's got to be one of the top runs of the day. That was incredibly fast. Red has moved on to the hex bar farmer carry. You can tell this is a lot of weight these guys are having to carry. You can see how much these guys are struggling. Lane, though, right behind him. And look at this. Ariel has now taken the lead on Seth. Let's shift to Sergeant Dickens with another competitor.
Can you tell me a little bit about like your specific like fitness and nutrition program and how that played a part in you being able to get here today?
I'm actually a vegan athlete. I've been vegan for the past 4.5 years, and that is my driving factor. I want to prove to the military that vegan athletes would not only save the DoD millions of dollars, but that we're faster, we're fitter, we're stronger, and we're healthier, and we're going to live longer. It's a better fighting force.
Well, congratulations on your challenge here today, and we'll see you in the next round.
Well, I may look into the vegan diet now if I can put an impressive run like that down on this course. Here we are on Gutbuster. Rhett is still moving quick. He hasn't slowed down yet. He is flying through Gutbuster. Nice jump off the Gutbuster.
Get in, let's go.
Ariel onto the tank push out in front of Seth. She's throwing some encouraging words back at Seth, cheering him on. And Seth is right there with her. These guys are going to finish together. Wow, this is incredible. Again, you can see just how challenging these tanks are. Ariel is pushing with everything she has. And Lane moving on to Gutbuster here. Lane is one of our top Alpha Warrior competitors. He is no stranger to the game. He's one of the first Alpha Warrior competitors that we ever had out at Osan Air Base in Korea. He trains Alpha Warrior almost every single day. He posts a lot to his social media, and he's a big inspiration to those men and women at his installation. Rhett using a nice technique here on Skywalk, making sure to take some time, catch her. Whoa! And a little front flip from Rhett, a little showmanship there. Ariel taking her time on the battering ram. She's using a nice technique here with her feet, making sure that she is not coming off that battering ram because she does not want to do that penalty. It's so crucial. Whoa, a little wobble there. It's so crucial to find your balance and to not rush this obstacle. It's such a challenge because at this point in the course, all you want to do is be done. Just get me off these battering rams. But with hasty decisions come big penalties. And you do not want those penalties, especially at this point in the race when you're so close to the finish line. Lane climbing his way up to the top of Skywalk. He's going to try and inch his way back to Rhett here. He sees Rhett right in front of him, but Lane's got a game plan. He knows a lot about this Alpha Warrior course, and he knows where to pace and where to push. Ariel looks like she's out on just a lunchtime stroll here. That's supposed to be heavyweight, but it doesn't look that heavy for Ariel. She's She's got to go up and over the tires all the way to the other end of the turf before she can turn around and return to the start line. Rhett to the top bar, pitfall. No cargo net for him. He is moving with some speed. Making his way down, using a little parkour moves to get out of the pitfall there. He's no stranger to these types of movements. Let's see how he fares on the front squats. He's putting the dumbbells on his shoulders. From what I can tell up here, it looks like she is going to be very competitive for that top spot. Making her climb to the top level of Alcatraz. It doesn't look like much, but that crawl position is a task when you're that tired at the end of this course. Elizabeth here on pipe bombs. Great technique. Incredible strength. No issue for Elizabeth. Wow. And high flying Lane here. Let's see what he's got on pitfall. Great technique. Elbow over the top of the cargo net. Impressive technique. But look at this, Rhett, also from Heat 3, starting to pull away from Lane a little bit here. He's through his front squats and already out of chopper crawl and onto the Squidward pull. Taking the rope around his waist, letting the big muscles work for him. Aerial. What a dismount from Alcatraz. She's got to untangle her feet here. The time is ticking. And she is through. What an impressive time by Ariel. Wow. Rhett using the match technique in radial rings. We haven't seen that in a while. Great technique, but that does use a lot of energy. And right behind Ariel, we've got Seth. They started together, and Ariel just inched him out at the end, but Seth with an impressive run and a smile on his face. Rhett's on to his 10 calories on the Echo bike. He looks pretty calm and collected still. He's taking his time. Look at this, Lane is on the Squidward pull. You can see right behind Lane, Rhett there on his 10 calories on the Echo bike. That's what Lane is trying to gun for. Another competitor has crossed the finish line and is with Sergeant Dickens.
So tell me, what was your biggest challenge here on the course today and how you overcame it?
For the first time, I ripped my hands a lot. I've never done that before, so just my friend was here cheering me on. She's like, "It doesn't hurt, keep going." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am."
Awesome, well, congratulations. You finished first in your heat, so we're excited to see what's next for you.
Thanks, so am I. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you too.
On the starting blocks right now, we've got Justin Lemon, Mary Caitlin Dominguez, and Adelise Ramirez Amador.
I know Mary Caitlin, she's really excited to be here. I overheard her in an interview and she was just so excited and thankful to be able to be here in San Antonio and compete with all of her other airmen.
And Elizabeth here on to pitfall. She's taking a little bit of time in between her obstacles, which may come back to bite her here in the end. And whoa, what a save by Elizabeth. Wow, pitfall is really presenting itself as a challenge to a lot of these athletes out here, but they are making saves. Wow, impressive save by Elizabeth. And here we are on Slack City with Rhett. He's finished up his 10 calories on the Echo bike onto Slack City, and he is making his way through this obstacle pretty quickly. You're not supposed to see people move there through Slack City that fast. Alexis is the first one to sidewinder in heat number 4, just in front of Justin and Mary Caitlin. Wow, this may be one of the smoothest runs through sidewinder we've seen all day by Alexis right here. Justin and Mary Caitlin, though, they see Alexis moving and they're trying to stay neck and neck. Here we are with our hand release push-up and 5-yard rush here. Once again, Rhett with the high-flying moves. Wow, we've got an impressive run here by Rhett. Using a little 180 technique. Alexis still has a lead here in heat number 4, but just a slight lead over Justin. Again, Alexis using her feet. Justin, he's taking the high-flying approach here, using all arms. Let's see if this is going to be a smart move for Justin. He's sliding down the ropes. He decides to use his feet to finish, and both Alexis and Justin are through the sea of ropes at the same time. Now the athletes right here, they have to load their own barbells here, or hex bar deadlifts, I should say. This is a hex bar farmer carry. So they're gonna have to deadlift this weight up and take a stroll. Alexis trying to keep up with Justin here. So Justin is setting his barbell down, turning himself around. Alexis turning the hex bar around with her, and as you can tell, it throws off her balance just a little bit. Here we are, we've got Rhett on the rower, and I think for the first time in this competition, we're starting to see Rhett maybe slow down a little bit. Or maybe this is part of his strategy. With a smile like that, he's saying, maybe I'm taking my time right here because I know what's coming. This may be a chance for him to catch his breath for that final push on the last couple of obstacles. You got to give it up for these judges out here today. They are working hard as well. Not as hard as the athletes, but they are making sure these athletes are staying on track, making sure that they are accountable for any no reps or missed calories or missed obstacles that they're facing. Also giving these athletes a little bit of encouragement along the way. Rhett making sure that his shoes are clean and dry before he enters the spider wall. That's a good move by him because you do not want to slip in spider wall. As we've seen already in the past, the penalty for failing spider wall is a big one. Lane on the camelbacks. He's got great technique. Incredibly strong athlete. Look at the elbows, 90 degrees. And he is through camelback and onto the rower. Alexis and Justin neck and neck as they approach Gutbuster. Mary Caitlin, though, right behind him. And we've got a race going here in heat number 4. Oh! Justin with the save of the day. Wow, what an impressive save by Justin. It looks like Rhett is through the spider wall with no penalties, so he only has to do the tank push one time. He is trucking along. Those legs right now are burning. All Justin wants is to be done with this push. But he's still got one more length to go. He is digging deep. And with our save master, Justin has moved on to the sandbag shoulder overs with that 100-pound sandbag. We might as well call him over the heads with Justin. He's going high flying with that sandbag. Look at this though, Mary Caitlin is making her way back here. We've got Tiffany here on the battering ram. Let's see what kind of technique she uses here. All right, she's using her feet, making sure that she is not coming off of that battering ram. Just like the spider wall, this is a penalty that you do not want to do. This is the penalty for battering rams is 2 rounds again on the dead ball carry. We've already seen Michelle have to do it, and it is brutal. Tiffany staying under control here. This takes incredible focus, incredible balance. And what is this in heat 4? Mary Caitlin now, it looks like, is about to take the lead. Justin got a quick start on pipe bombs, and he's slipping here. Mary Caitlin staying high. Justin threw pipe bombs, no penalty. But watch out for Mary Caitlin. I think she's got something to prove. Rhett with a nice roll. Again, Rhett is a showman. He is now caught up to heat number 2. Tiffany finishing off that dead ball carry. Wow, look at this. Mary Caitlin and Justin are going neck and neck here. You know, at the beginning of this heat, the heat number 4, Mary Caitlin was in the back, but she may have had a good game plan from the get-go. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast, and she is now taking the lead in heat number 4. Justin, though, right there with her, and Annalise not far behind. Mary Caitlin taking the nice conservative approach. Justin just passed her up, though. And back to Rhett in Alcatraz. This is the last obstacle. This is obstacle 1 of 3, I guess I should say, in Alcatraz. And he is cruising. I'm not sure what the times are right now, but from what I can tell, Rhett is flying. He may be in the running for fastest time of the day. Here we are, Justin and Mary Caitlin neck and neck on pitfall. We've already seen a couple of athletes here on pitfall really struggle with that grab. Mary Caitlin making it happen. Justin with a nice flip up and over the cargo net. Rhett finishing up Alcatraz. A little tangled up here. Great technique on the roll. As soon as he gets his foot out of that cargo net, he's just got to make that final jump and sprint through the finish line, and he's done. Rhett with an impressive run. Wow, maybe one of our faster runs of the day. And fun to watch. Mary Caitlin, first one to the dumbbells for her front squats, and she is wasting no time. Justin, a short little pause before he gets going. And Mary Caitlin with a few rep lead here on Justin. All right, we've got Tiffany. Tiffany making her way down the cargo net. Tiffany coming all the way from Germany for this trip. That's a long way to travel. And she is fighting hard for one of those top spots on the Air Force Inter-Service team. Looks like she lost a shoe, and she's got a couple of penalty burpees here to do. Getting some instruction from a judge. In the Alcatraz, there are 3 obstacles. For each fail on one of those 3 obstacles, it accounts for a 5 ram roller burpee penalty. And Tiffany is done with her 5 ram rollers. That is 1 fail in Alcatraz, and she is through the Alpha Warrior course. Mary Caitlin done with her front squats and on to chopper crawl. Justin neck and neck with Mary Caitlin. We've got a solid race here in heat number 4. Mary Caitlin using the over-the-shoulder technique. Right about now, your legs are burning on that Squidward pool. We've got Lane here at the battering rams. As we mentioned before, Lane is no stranger to this course, so he knows what's at stake right here. Looking like Clark Kent out there on the course. Cool as can be. Let's see what kind of technique he uses here. All right, using his feet. That's a nice security blanket. Oh, and Lane is down. Lane is down on the battering rams. I don't know what happened here. I don't know if he got pumped out or just slipped, but he is down and he's gonna have to do the penalty. Wow. Over on the radial rings, Justin, and it looks like Mary Caitlin is down in the radial rings. Justin now maybe has a shot here to take a little lead on Mary Caitlin. And watch out though, because right behind them, Alexis is on their tail. Mary Caitlin now has to do an additional 5 calories here on the Echo bike. Justin only having to do 10. Mary Caitlin, though, she is coming out here with some passion. Lane finished up with his penalties and making his way down Alcatraz. He is going to be happy to be done with this course. Nice jump, little forward roll. And he is walking through the finish line. You can tell he's happy to be done with that. Wow, wait a second here. Mary Caitlin has taken the lead on Justin, and she had to do the penalty on the Echo bike, 5 extra calories. She has come out here with some passion. When she failed on radial rings, she immediately started sprinting to the Echo bike. She knew what she had to do, and she did not want to waste any time. So even though she had to do more calories than Justin, with that kind of attitude and killer instinct, she is still in the lead here. Let's head down to Sergeant Dickens, who's standing by with one of the competitors.
Lieutenant Spongeberg, welcome to the other side of the finish line. How do you feel?
Exhausted. I'm beat.
Can you tell me what your goal was for the challenge here today and how you met that goal?
Finishing, honestly. It wasn't about competition, it's about good fitness and discipline to pace yourself and get through the course.
Well, you finished that course pretty handily there, Rhett. That was an impressive run by you. Over to the radial rings, Alexis is making her way. She's trying to inch some ground here to catch up to Justin and Mary Caitlin. Right, oh, she's got to watch out inside radial ring. Right here, we see this pretty commonly. You can get lost in the middle of radial ring and spend a lot of time. She's now in a tough position here. She's got to make a decision. Do I want to fight this out and waste energy, or do I want to drop and take those extra 5 calories on the Echo bike? It's taken her some time to make that decision, and she's down. So she's got to go on to the Echo bike and take that extra 5 calorie penalty. That one's going to hurt, but as we've seen before, Mary Caitlin didn't seem to bother her too much. And on to camelbacks, Mary Caitlin goes. Great side-to-side technique. As we mentioned before, Mary Caitlin is a stranger to Alpha Warrior. She is one of the newest Alpha Warrior competitors. Only found out about Alpha Warrior earlier this summer. Elizabeth, she's taking the safe, slow, controlled cargo net descent here. She is breathing hard. I know she'll be excited to finish. Crawling out of the cargo net, making that final jump. And a walk through the finish line. Look at that. What an effort by Elizabeth. You can see in these athletes' faces just how challenging this course is. Again, back to Mary Caitlin. I can't tell you how impressed I am. Oh, a slip in the foot here. Well, you can tell Mary Caitlin is out here. She is not messing around. And she's starting to pull away from Justin. Justin just now getting to camelbacks. But Justin, though, one of the taller competitors, using that reach as an advantage, may be able to make up some ground here. Mary Caitlin finishing up her row, and Justin just about to start. Justin, one of our taller athletes out here. Again, the rower is kind of built for the tall guys, so he could make up some ground here. Mary Caitlin taking a few seconds before she enters the spider wall. This is a good move by Mary Caitlin, especially since she went so hard on the rower here. She does not want to slip in spider wall because that penalty, as we know, is a monster. She's got decent footing here, but she looks like she's struggling a little. Oh, Mary Caitlin is down, and maybe this is the opportunity Justin was looking for. He's got a big chance to pull ahead here. Mary Caitlin's gonna have to do 2 tank pushes. If Justin can make his way through the spider wall, he only has to do 1. And maybe this is his chance to take the lead back from Mary Caitlin. Right behind them is Alexis on the camelback. Alexis, another competitor that is pretty new to Alpha Warrior. She said she saw a poster about Alpha Warrior in the locker room and said, hey, that looks like fun. I may give that a shot. And what do you know? She is on the final course. Look at this. Mary Caitlin had to do a penalty. She had to do 2 tank pushes here. She's almost finished 1 entire tank push before Justin started. So this penalty that Mary Caitlin, even though she has to do 2, may not affect her as much as we thought it would. Let's shift to Sergeant Dickens with another competitor.
Was there any surprises out here today for you?
No, not really. I've been accustomed to what Chad has been throwing at us, and he's been specifically razzing me about some of the stuff that I'm not good at. So I expected some of those things to be out here.
Well, congratulations, and we're excited to see what happens next for you.
Thank you.
And would you look at this? Mary Caitlin had to do 2 tank pushes. Justin just having to do 1, and they still are neck and neck. What an impressive run. Oh man, and Mary Caitlin is down again. 2 penalties in a row. Justin still on the battering rams. Once again though, Mary Caitlin not complaining about it, not taking her time to sulk. She is getting right to the task. She picks up the sandbag and takes off on the dead ball carry. Whoa. Watch out, Justin. You've got another opportunity here. Let's see what he does with it. Alexis on her tank push. just about to finish up. Again, the legs are burning. They are screaming at you right here. We have a solid race here in heat number 4. Mary Caitlin just about to finish. And Justin is off with his dead ball carry. Right behind him, Adelise looks like she might have failed the first couple of batting rams, and now she's going to have to do a penalty. But we are all pretty close here. All of heat 4 kind of getting back together. Mary Caitlin is done with her 2 laps on the dead ball carry. Adelise also has 2 laps to go. And Justin just about to finish up with his 1 lap. Mary Caitlin in the lead still. Justin has now finished up his dead ball carry, making his way to Alcatraz. Mary Caitlin already inside, and she is wasting no time. Mary Caitlin is the shark. She smelled the drop of blood a mile away, and she is attack mode right now. Justin's going to have to put a strong push in to catch Mary Caitlin here. She is really moving up the Alcatraz climb. Adelise finishing up her 2nd lap on her penalty here for the dead ball carry. Right about now, all Adelise wants to do is be done with this sandbag. And Mary Caitlin on broken bar. Oh, and she's down. Mary Caitlin is down on the broken bars. This is only 1 fail of the 3, so she's going to have to do 5 ram roller burpees at the bottom of Alcatraz. Justin, though, on the rope traverse, if Justin plays his cards right here and moves quickly, he may have a chance to catch Mary Caitlin. Mary Caitlin's got her foot caught in the cargo net. We could still have a race. Little wiggle and she's out. But she still has to do her penalty reps. If Justin can get through Alcatraz with no penalties, he may be able to catch Mary Caitlin right here. Again, Mary Caitlin trying to get to those ram rollers. She has 5 ram roller burpees. McKinley, her judge, cheering her on. That's 1. That's 2. That is 3. 2 more, Mary Caitlin. 4, and her last ram roller burpee. Sprint through the finish, and she is done. Mary Caitlin, wow, what an impressive run. We've got to say, that has to be our most aggressive run of the day. What an impressive performance. Let's head down to Sergeant Dickens, who's standing by with one of the competitors.
Can you tell me how you pushed yourself to get through those things that you were unfamiliar with?
So a lot of people have asked me that this weekend, and this weekend is my grandfather's funeral, and my family was really supportive in me coming here and completing what I started. So hopefully they got a chance to see it on Facebook or whatever, and that's really what got me through.
Well, congratulations to you. Thank you for being here, and we're excited to see what's next for you.
Thanks. Thanks you guys for being here in the heat. Whew.
Wow, we knew Mary Caitlin was running with some passion, and now we know why. Adelise, our final competitor of the day, putting together an impressive run here. All she has to do is make this final cargo net descent and cross the finish line. Wow, big fall from Adelise. Looks like she's all good. She's ready to finish up. She's going to make that jump and run across the finish line. And we are going to head down to the awards ceremony to find out the results of today's final battle. All right, at this time, we'll begin our awards ceremony. First, Let's start by giving all these competitors a round of applause. What an awesome event. What an awesome showing they put out here today. We've got the best of the best of each branch competing. What an event. With our female competitors in third place with a time of 26 minutes, 23 seconds, Second Lieutenant Mary Caitlin Dominguez. Awesome, way to go, Mary Caitlin. And in second place with a time of 23 minutes, 42 seconds, Second Lieutenant Michelle Strickland. Way to go, Michelle. And now, in first place, with a blazing time of 22 minutes and 39 seconds, Second Lieutenant Ariel Miller. Congratulations to the Air Force Inter-Service Battles female competitors right here, first, second, and third place. Give these ladies a round of applause. Check, I think we're good. Ladies, if you will stand by closely, we're gonna get some photos here in just a minute. Thank you guys so much. We're gonna move on now to our male competitors. All right, here we go. In third place with a time of 24 minutes, 45 seconds, Staff Sergeant Seth Galloway. Awesome, way to go, Seth. Round of applause for Seth. And in second place with a blazing time of 21 minutes, 32 seconds, Second Lieutenant Rhett Spongberg. Way to go, Rhett. Great job. And in first place, with the only time of the day under 20 minutes, a time of 18 minutes, 39 seconds, the reigning Air Force champion, Captain Noah Palisha. Awesome. Let's give these men a big, big round of applause. What an incredible performance they put on today. That was a joy to watch. Couple minutes for the shots. Beautiful. All right, give these guys a round of applause. That is your Air Force Alpha Warrior Inter-Service Battle Team.